What's your
I mean, I
favorite?
don't watch cam girls. I don't think any of that stuff's interesting. I just watch just straight up porn. I don't actually even follow any porn stars. Just look at the thumbnail and just click on it. You know what I mean?
I'm a
Like,
big Faye Reagan fan myself.
Yeah, I've never understood the following of an individual person either, because it's like
Exactly.
part of
But here's
part
the
of the exploration here is that it's just something new every time, where it's just
No.
like there's so much stimulation, I don't even know what to do. Like, I guess that's the
So
whole
here's
internet.
what happened to me. I used to agree with you, but Reddit has this way of letting the cream rise to the top, right? And time again, you start to see familiar faces. You start to see that there are a few porn stars who are just the best of the best. They're gonna Alexis Texas, Faye Reagan, like. These porn stars are really going to rise to the top, and they're going to appear on lots of these aggregated subreddits, and even within them, they're going to rise to the top. And so, I didn't used to have any favorite porn stars, but I just do now because I just see so much Remy LaCroix, Faye Reagan, and the like on Reddit. You know, just always finding the best of the best.
Don't you just
People
feel
have
like,
heard me-
well, this is kind of mulching over the same
People heard me-
place over and over?
So what it is for me is it's usually a porn star that's really, really hot. Like I've said this before, that like, oh, like this girl is beautiful, but you know, I walk through UNC's campus and I see 12 of them. Every so often, there's a porn star where it's like, oh my god, like that's whatever my particular version of like. You don't see this very often.
But only if you let yourself fall into that trap. Because go down to the fucking like stream settings, crank that fucker up to 1080, and then tell me. Because then you're like, oh my god, yeah, that's a human being, that's a person, that's a lot.
No, see, that's when you do see the difference. You fucking crank that shit up to 4K. And you start,
On your enormous
but you go to Naughty America and you find the bitches that look good in 4K. Those are just those are another. There's human beings, and then there's those girls. They're just a level of perfection that you don't normally see.
Dude,
I mean, maybe it's just
saw
you
it.
guys, but
I don't. This is probably gonna get me in trouble. Really not. We were touring college housing last weekend, right? So Hope and I are walking around, and there's like a tour guide who like shows you the model rooms and whatever. And we went down to the fitness center. And there's a couple guys working out or whatever, but then there's this girl on she's like a standing elliptical machine or something, and she's working out hard, and she's an 11. Like she's just ridiculous hot. And she's wearing, like, I guess, not panties, but like boy shorts almost.
Yeah.
Like just one step away from panties and a bra.
Yeah.
And she's working out on this thing. And there's like
long strides, right? Like, really
there's like 14
wedging
of
that.
us in this tour group, you know, like a bunch of parents and incoming freshmen, college students.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around. It's like, are we all just gonna pretend there's not a fucking 11 right here, like X-Men? Like,
Hey kids, gather around.
yeah. Everyone just like, oh yeah, here are the free weights. Here's this. This is, you know, this. If you went to the other building, the fitness center would vary in this way, and it's like,
There's a girl dressed in, and if she were to walk any other room in this entire campus, they'd be like, you need to get out. Like, you need to go redress.
dude,
Wait, was this sort of an admissions thing? Were these students and parents choosing whether they're going to go to UNC?
this was for people who've been accepted to UNC.
Oh, I was going to say, because otherwise, like, maybe she's a plant. Like maybe after that group leaves the room, like a 45-year-old white guy walks over, peels off 300 and hands it to her, and he's like, "Thank you so much, Teresa. Admissions are up 800%. Everybody's
I
yeah,
hardly
dude,
have
that's
words
why
for it.
that's
Like,
why I like that's why I like all these like new up and coming female YouTubers that are like super hot and they just get like big just because they have huge tits and a big ass. It's just like it's so great because every time you go to a YouTuber party now, there's like all these hot chicks that are like way over like tens. Like they're some of the hottest. Like I never saw those girls in my high school or my college. They're like so fucking hot, and they're all in like these YouTuber parties now. They're just like normal people at these YouTuber parties. Like no one even talks shit on them. Like no one's even angry with them for getting big off
if
their
it was
tits.
Twitch,
you
they
know?
talk shit. If it was Twitch, like they would just talk about her constantly. Oh, the only reason she's popular is this and that.
Dude, no one cares now. Like all these YouTubers are just like I spent the weekend like a couple weeks ago in LA with like a bunch of these female YouTubers, and these girls all like easily tens and stuff, and it's just like just seeing the amount of attention that girls get, actually it really ruins your confidence. Like after that weekend, I hated my life because like literally like every single person that came up to them was just complimenting them constantly, just throwing compliments to them. Like God damn, like I wish I was a hot chick. Like literally, no matter what. But I know that the underlying factor is that everyone wants to fuck them. So I understand that it's like, okay, well, it does kind of suck because in reality, the reason why they're getting these compliments is because they're hot, you know, and people.
Yeah, but if you're like with them somewhere and like you're talking and then you walk over and you say hi to someone else, it's almost interesting to get a, you know, through the looking glass peek.
Yeah, exactly.
How friendly the world is if you're that.
Dude, everyone treats
when
them
I
like
walk
they're
up to someone, if I walk up to someone in a party anywhere, they're never like, even if it's an old friend from like grade school, they're never like, oh my God, Taylor, like, just coming, everybody, this is my best friend, and like just doing stuff like that. But like, you know, some hot chick, and it'll be like, oh my God, I haven't seen you for 6-7 minutes. Like
dude, I know, and it really ruins your confidence because I stayed with them like for the whole weekend, and just that whole time just sucked because.
Oh, we lost his audio for a second. Did you guys lose his audio too?
Yeah, let's go.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, you just came back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So like, I went to one of these like YouTuber events with like a bunch of fans and stuff, and like this girl had like 1/3 my subscribers, but everyone wanted to get pictures with her, and I realized no one wanted to get autographs from her. They all wanted to get autographs from like me and stuff, but they just wanted to get pictures with her. Like it was so funny. But there was more people that went up to her than me, and it's like. I was so intrigued, like, because she had way less subscribers than me. But it's like people just fucking love hot chicks. So
I did this, and it was worse because they were guys. So I went to this thing in New York. Longtime listeners have heard parts of this, but the other people who went on stage to this thing was called like Digitour or something. They were all like aspiring Justin Biebers, and if you've never been around like a young pop star. It's easy to underestimate just how well put together they are. Like their extra long sideburns are just so perfectly done. Every hair is dyed and put in place just as it should be. I saw them back in the green room. Like there was a hallway to the green room, and it was narrow, like the hallway, and they're climbing around and shit like Spider-Man. I can't do that. They can, and I'm dressed like someone ready to mow the yard, and they go on stage. And thousands of girls just start screaming, like, shrill, like ridiculous stuff. And it's just like, man, like, well, I'll never have that. You know,
dude,
like,
I had a completely different experience with those kids. Like,
really?
There's this one kid. I don't think I want to say his name. I don't want to start any drama, but we went to Vegas 2 months ago, and like we went to this one penthouse party from this one kid. He's like friends with Cameron Dallas. Like he's one of those guys, all right, in that like, you know, kind of teen pop star kind of thing, like, you know, Jacob Sartorius, Cameron Dallas and stuff. And dude, all like he was so awkward in front of all the girls. Like he didn't know how to talk to them. He was just constantly on his phone and stuff. And it was just like I was the only one talking to all these. Like there were so many hot chicks they brought there, and it was like none of them even knew how to talk to them. It was actually really awkward, and it was probably one of the worst parties I've ever been to.
These guys were
like, and he had this really nice penthouse
too. Worst parties I've ever been to.
They had like bodyguards to help them get through the sea of women who would like grab at their clothes and stuff. And it was just like, I don't really need that. I'm able to walk freely amongst these.
They'll
13-year-olds.
just put me in front. That'll drive them back. Back. I've got a Woody.
I need to like have my security go in as like a hidden flanking maneuver behind the girls and push them into me because they'd be like, I don't know who this guy is. He can't sing. You know, he's 20 years older than me. But yeah, that.
Yeah, dude, I feel like you would take that for granted as well. Like if you just had girls like coming up to you everywhere, like if you're a Cameron Dallas figure, you start taking that for granted, and like you just wouldn't give a shit anymore.
I've also
like if that happens
on
to
the
me,
whole,
dude, I'll be freaking out.
You know, the whole like you were saying, like people giving Twitch streamers shit, like, oh, you're only doing this because you're hot. If you were ugly, nobody would care, and you wouldn't be able to do this. Like, the only reason to like really hate that or dislike it is just because you're jelly. You know,
yeah,
like
exactly.
It's just someone playing the hand they're dealt. It's a good reason to dislike things. Like I dislike lots of people who I'm jealous of. It's very natural. But it's like being like, God, you know what? If Shaq was 6'1" instead of 7'1", he never would have played in the NBA. It's like, yeah, no shit, because that guy at 6'1" wouldn't be the powerhouse he was at 7'1". He'd be, hey, this slow, kind of tubby guy really isn't putting up the shots we need him to. No, get out of here. You know, go be a plumber. But you just got to play the hand you're dealt. So
yeah, and honestly, I think that like if you're like an ugly chick, it's more like because you focus more on maybe school or something else. Because I feel like most girls with enough makeup and enough plastic surgery, like you could just look I swear,
Yeah.
like all these YouTuber girls all have plastic surgery. They're all talking about, oh yeah, I just got my butt done last week, and like they're all talking about how, and I'm just like, god damn, like, and they show me.
Oh, this was a good part. We're losing audio on.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
What are they showing you?
Right, let's make it.
We
up.
need to know what they're
I want to say
showing
they
you.
dropped their little boy shorts.
And where are the pictures? I bet he has pictures.
Or video.
That'll be something I'm sure he'll send us after the show.
An old film reel.
Ah, here come the links now. Wow.
Yeah. Hundreds of them.
All right, you guys probably hear me, but it's probably shit audio, right?
That's better.
I hear
Is it
you.
shit audio? Okay.
Yeah, it is shit audio, I think. What are you doing, a webcam mic or something?
I'm using a fucking blue snowball right now. I don't use a blue snowball. I used that when I was like doing fucking Modern Warfare 2 commentaries. But like, you know, I have a Neumann TLM 103, but it's in the other room because it's in my studio where I like make videos and stuff. So I don't want to take it and put it in here.
How much
I don't want to
did
get
that
into
mic
mic
cost?
talk, dude, because that pissed me off whenever you guys did mic talk.
How much was it? That Norman TLM?
Neumann TLM 103. It's one of the ones that PewDiePie used to use. It's like 1.1K, I think.
Okay.
Market value. Yeah. But I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, they're getting their butts done and they were showing you something.
Oh yeah. So they're just talking about, like, they started showing me pictures of them before they had all this plastic surgery, like only 2 years ago, and they literally look like completely different people. Like, you couldn't show, if you show me a picture of them and then you show me them, I'd be like, that's not you. Like, that's your ugly sister or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, it's crazy how much you can change with plastic surgery. I swear, I've been even thinking about, because I'm pretty fat, and like I've been thinking about getting lipo or something, because dude, like, they all told me they all got lipo. Like, all these girls were like a ton of weight beforehand, and they all just got lipo, and they're all super skinny now. And I'm like,
you could do what
oh
Bruce
my God.
Buffer did. Like we were talking about.
We got it real quick. We got to talk Scarce off this ledge of life of, I make so much money, I don't even need it, and I'm a young guy, and I'm just gonna fucking get lipo because, you know, I want to keep eating whatever I want.
Yeah, I know. Well, when you're sleeping in like the same bed with a bunch of girls for a weekend that all have plastic surgery, you start kind of wanting it, dude. Like, they kind of convinced me to get a nose job. I'm like, shit, you know what? That sounds like a great idea by the end of it. Now, obviously, now I'm like, wow, I feel like a fucking idiot. I probably was really high when they were saying that or something. But
dude, do it and report back. Let's have you on the show for like episode 520.
Yeah,
like, I just have a nose job, dude. What if they fuck it up, dude? Oh my God, that's the only reason I want to get a nose job, because I would look like such a fucking idiot coming on my video with a fucked up nose, and I just paid like a couple $1,000s for it, dude. I would never do that.
If you did get lipo, I'd want to have you back on to talk about it, because I've only seen the videos of it.
It hurts, dude. Apparently, it hurts really bad.
I would assume that after you get it done, there's a lot of soreness. But like that tube that they use to stick under your skin, I always imagine that like they'd be a lot more gentle of getting the fat out, trying not to puncture you. They are in and out so fast. You always think that, like, you can see the tip going right up against the skin, almost like it's going to puncture right through.
Yeah, and my friend was telling me, she's like, oh yeah, it was a little bit of pain. And I'm like, okay, how much pain did you have and how long was it for? She's like, oh yeah, it took about 8-9 months for the pain to really stop. Like, it was apparently it was super tender for like 9 months.
Where did she get the lipo?
I don't know. She paid top dollar for it apparently.
That's another.
I mean on her body.
Like on her stomach, like just around her.
Did it look good?
Yeah, she's really hot.
If they're just getting a little spot removed, that could be different too, right? Like she might be like, you know what, both sides of my hips, and I've got this little bit of a pooch in my belly, and have that removed.
Yeah, she wasn't that fat before.
Right.
She just like got a little bit. It's just like
whereas
5-10 pounds.
I don't know, if I were to go in there, I'd be like, you know what, like, just shrink the whole thing down by like 15 years.
Dude, that's what I'm telling the dude. Like, right now, I'm overweight. So
yeah.
Just get rid of all of it, dude. Like,
here's
I don't
a picture
want any
of me
this
as a
shit.
teenager. Bring that on back.
That's a good question. If you could have one plastic surgery done for free, and it's not, you can't say you won't do it. You have to take one. What would it be?
You want those butt implants, right? That's what I want. I feel like, so I love to sit.
On you?
Yeah.
Really?
I want butt implants. So most of my life I spent sitting anyway. I figure let's just add a cushion to this model, right? Like I feel like sitting would be much more enjoyable.
For a while, I feel like it would hurt. Yeah, imagine getting a butt implant, dude. Like, afterwards, the recovery would be the worst ever, because you're not gonna be able to sit. You're gonna have to stand everywhere. Have you seen those videos of these girls going through those recoveries where they have to sit on like a fucking like like roll.
Donut?
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know, but they have to sit on something like special. And it's like when you're in public, it's like you can't sit down without having that under your butt. So like you're gonna have to, if you go on like a bus or something, you gotta put that under your butt. You look like a fucking weirdo, dude.
What, my chiz?
Like,
I'm going on plastic.
you know, I've seen videos.
Let's keep doing the
accidentally
round table
flipped.
on the light boat or on the.
Like,
Yeah.
cheeks, have you seen those when they get accidentally flipped and it like almost becomes angular on the outside of the skin? Like when the whole implant, like the rounded part, flips to the side, and it's like I wouldn't want that.
Taylor, go
So
next.
that's
What surgery would you get?
Oh man. Well, my nose is perfect, so I couldn't do that. Maybe like a skull ensmallment, if that's
that's not a thing.
They like snap your skull, make it a little tighter. A skull thing? Is that what they would do?
Yeah. They would have to make it longer, though. They can't just make it go away, so they've got to squeeze it from the sides and make it longer.
They would do selective deboning. Done a lot of research.
That's right.
You know,
Just
they
take a strip across your whole head. Squeeze it in.
just like those
There's a lot of
sides.
extra material here in the middle. Yeah.
Your eyes are right next to each other.
Only have one eyebrow.
Scarce, you go next. What would you get?
Oh yeah, so well I have a pretty bad deviated septum on my nose. So like this side of my face looks fucking horrible because it's like all crooked. This side of my face looks fine. So it's like I would just get that bump removed, get the deviated, because I did a checkup and I actually went to a plastic surgeon and he gave me a consultation. So this was a couple months ago. I haven't told anyone about this because it's pretty embarrassing as a dude to do it.
We won't tell anybody.
Only 150,000 people. But I went to this consultation, and I guess honestly, most plastic surgeons are fucking hustlers, dude, because this dude the whole time, he's like, oh, and I can actually, and I can get you lipo, and I can get you this, I can get you that. Oh, yeah, I can fix the symmetry of your face. Yeah, exactly. And apparently he was like the best guy in New York or something like that. I don't know. And he was telling me he could actually, I guess, get my deviated septum fixed at the same time as getting me a nose job, and it would literally be the same recovery process. So, and most people actually do that. So I was thinking, why don't I do that? 'Cause I don't even breathe that well. I breathe pretty badly because this deviated septum sucks.
Yeah, you do that. It's probably a really quick. How long's the recovery process? Like 6 weeks or 2 months?
Well, 10 days until you take the bandages off, and then it's going to be tender for a couple months. But
yeah, that's cool.
When I was younger, I got my like a horrible deviated septum fixed, which someone on the PKA Reddit, this was like months ago, they were like, hey, Taylor has a giant head. He's talked about getting his deviated septum fixed. Turns out sometimes that can cause head lateral growth or something. And I was like, that makes me feel really awful, but it was pretty funny. But who knows if that's true or not. But it was so bad for me that as a kid,
Your head growth?
That my my deviated septum was that like my dad would always be mad and be like, stop chewing with your mouth open, it's disgusting. And I was like, how is everyone else around me, every other human on the planet, able to chew food and breathe at the same time? Because I was always like
dude, same here. Oh my god, same here.
And then I finally got it fixed and I was like, oh all these smug assholes, I can eat and breathe at the same time. It's because your nose was fucked up, that's why. But when I was in there, my mom just said, because I had a bump on my nose, like more of like not a straight nose at the time, and my mom was just like, hey, while you're in there, just go ahead, blow that out, take care of that. And the guy was like, all right, whatever, yeah, I'll fix this. 8-year-old's
that's awesome.
And now even now,
dude, you're convincing me right now.
get it taken care of. Like the breathing difference you'll find. Do you still feel like you have to almost chew?
like when I sleep, I kind of have to sleep with my mouth open, because if I have my mouth closed, it's like sometimes I have those weird things where I just like wake up and I'm like like that doesn't happen to anyone else. I thought that happened to everyone when I was younger. I thought that was just a normal thing. Like I thought you just start hyperventilating while you're trying to sleep.
That's something that happened. Yeah, when I was younger, like my lips would always be so fucking dry and cracked because I was breathing through my mouth every night. And like you were saying, I'd wake up sometimes with the dry, cracked lips, just like and just be like, oh goddamn, silly me, fell asleep with my mouth closed. How are the rest of these people figuring this out? But yeah, so you don't realize how important the nose is until you get yours working properly, and you're like, there's a reason. Good Lord, put these here,
dude. My list is so much longer
to
than
look
you guys.
down.
Yeah.
First of all, the whole sleeping thing, I have that now. It still sucks. I keep like chapstick and water by the bed so I can like just fix this stuff throughout the night.
From your nose or from something else?
Well, it's the whole snoring, mouth open, nose. Like it's a fucking mess. Sleep apnea. I've been going to like sleep studies and shit to get this like resolved. And my sleep apnea apparently is very severe. Every doctor that looks at my stuff is like, whoa, wow. Like, yeah, this is really bad. And
yeah, you
like,
could actually get really hurt from that, apparently.
Yeah,
apparently,
yeah.
it's really fucking...
Woody dies 18, 20 times a night.
My blood oxygen level drops to 68. That's just like really low.
That's like a fucking guy on the side of Everest, like 18,000 feet up.
People are like, they see it. Like they're like, you don't look like somebody with sleep apnea like this, because most people who have sleep apnea at my level are way big, right? But
or dead.
Or dead, yeah. So so I've got that going on. That's awesome. And like you said, like the dry lips, the dry mouth, cracked shit. That's just something that I like. This is life for me. But throughout time, like I've wanted to get the nose fixed. Yeah, I used to really not like my nose. I thought it was my worst feature. But now it's like, if you just kind of fucking own a proud nose, then
I think your face looks the best when you're just staring right at the camera. Like
yes.
my face, I have
I'm
to be on the
acutely
side
aware
a
of
little
that.
bit.
No, if I turn sideways, the profile from my like chin to my throat, I don't like very much. And so that's a surgery you could do, or just like a whole body lipo. There's a bunch. I got to take it into the shop. I wish I could like go in stasis for 6 months, where I could like take my body into the shop, have them fix it all up, be like, you know what? I've let a few things accumulate. Fucking fix this, and then I'll come out. But really, one of the big drawbacks is there's a little risk, I guess, but it's mostly the pain. I don't want to be in pain for like 6 months to get shit dealt with. People who have had lipo say it's better to starve.
Yeah, there's no way I'd do lipo. I think that lipo is lipo doesn't make any sense, especially for us.
Targeted lipo might make more sense. Like let's say you're a girl.
It's all targeted though, because
you can't just get an all.
Pick an area and go for it. But the problem is like it's not like a fucking sniper. It's like we're gonna fuck up just this area of your body.
It's
and
like
make
a
it
Dyson.
excruciating.
Yeah, I feel like it really does fuck up your body though. I mean, if you see those like. They actually like stick these huge needles in you and they start like sucking out all the fat. It just looks like it must really fuck up your like something. I don't know. It just looks
depends
like
what
really
you're going for, but you can achieve most of those results, by running. I think what you need to do before you do lipo, and I don't mean you, I mean anyone who's like us, like you, Scarce, like before you would do that is like shit.
Well, I've actually been losing weight recently, like, and I take you, Kyle. I take your advice so much. Like, actually, all of you guys, because all you guys are so harsh. No. All you guys. Well, I still eat fast food, but it's
good
in moderation and like really, really small portions. Like I'll have like a cheeseburger maybe once a week or something.